Welcome to the Lazy BardCast. I'm David Williams, the current dungeon master for the ongoing campaign, and today we are playing in our studio for the very first time, even if it is only halfway built.
I'm Josh Yarnell, and I play the halfling bard Orion Goodbarrel, currently living out his pirate sailor fantasy.
My name's Sean Luke. I'm playing Maven the Monolith Smolderbeard. A mountain? No.
He is a mountain.
Yeah. Mountain Dwarf Cleric. Tempest Cleric.
You got it?
Boom. Nailed it, guys. First
Nailed
try.
I'm Kyle Dow, and I'm playing Captain Korvac, the Undying Messiah Ellipses. Yes, that is my full title. And I don't think I've ever said this on here, but I'm playing a Verdan Mesmer, which is a homebrew class that I made. And if anyone is interested in playing it or seeing what it's about, you can support us on Patreon and get it yourself.
My name's Kyle Paquin, and I'm playing your mom. Burn! I'm playing the dwarf paladin, Talgrof.
I was really hoping we'd just keep rolling. If you like what you hear, be sure to look us up at the Lazy BardCast where things are found. For all other things lazy, check out www.lazybardcast.com, where you can find links to our episodes, player backstories, Patreon rewards, and more.
Previously on the Lazy BardCast.
Continuing forward, you all made your way into open waters on your way to Gunderlund. Shortly, you found yourself pursued by a ship flying a flag that Talgrof you recognized because it was the symbol of Valega's Chosen. After firing cannons back and forth, and Orion jumping off the edge of the boat, turning into a large blue whale descending beneath the waves,
Being just that, just a whale.
something in the depths was awoken or sought you out or question mark. After a brief encounter with this creature sinking your opposing ship, Maven, you jumped into the water in pursuit of what you found to be weresharks aboard the other ship. A intense battle ensued. Eventually, you all were able to retreat, and the weresharks took off beneath the waves. Patching up your wounds as best you could, and getting some drink in you, you all leveled up, level 10, and that is where we pick up this session. As the night proceeds, everybody's drinking, everybody's happy, patching up what damage was done to the boat.
So we're still going to Gunderlund? Is that the plan?
Oh, that is the plan. Gunderlund ahead.
I could do my best to patch up the ship a little more too, maybe.
Maven, through use of your mending spell and just your craftsmanship, having worked and lived on a boat for much of your life, you're able to patch up the boat well enough for your journey. You know you have about 2 or 3 weeks left, dependent on weather. One odd thing you specifically do notice, Maven, is that the storm is not acting like a regular storm. It's not moving its position. It seems to be centered. As you're all moving and continuing your journey, the storm is not following. It's not moving further away. It's not dissipating, growing. It's just staying constant.
Hey, is it weird that that storm isn't moving?
You noticed that too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's ominous.
Yeah, it's ominous, but hey, are you surprised? I mean, look at the last few weeks.
Just makes me think there's something cool in the middle of it.
So over the next coming days, you ride the outskirt of this unwavering storm, continuing on your path that each of you know to be to Gunderlund. Evening comes, about 7 days down the road, and you can see sweeping across the water a bright light, what looks like a almost lighthouse. The light sweeping across, you can see an island maybe a mile out or so. But you can see a number of buildings, torchlights, things of that nature if you would like to stop. If not, you can keep going.
Captain,
Yeah.
there's a lighthouse ahead.
Is it Gunderlund?
Nope.
But we're going to Gunderlund. Unless there's some immediate pressing matter, I don't see any reason to stop.
We could get more supplies to fully patch up the ship.
Smee!
Captain, yes.
How are we on supplies? What does this ship look like? How are you doing?
We're all right. The ship's looking fine. It's taken a little bit of damage, but nothing major. And I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Oh, did I ask that? My point exactly. We move on.
Has Fight Club been happening the last few days?
Yeah, Fight Club has been going on. Stor seems, you've definitely noticed, seems hesitant to step in the ring for whatever reason. but he's definitely been on the outskirts, stirring the pot, getting people to join in the fight club, but not participating himself.
I'm gonna go up and talk to him then.
Yeah, you catch him. He's sitting with his legs kind of off the edge of the boat near the front.
The bow.
Sure.
Stern is the back.
Hanging his legs off the bow of the ship. But you approach him and turns around hearing your footsteps and, hi, Maven.
Hey, how's Fight Club been going?
It's going pretty good. A lot of people have been really getting into it. It seems like a good morale booster.
Yeah, why haven't you fought in it then?
To be honest, Maven, I don't really see anybody on the ship putting up a good fight aside from you and your friends.
I mean...
which, quite frankly, I'm not sure if I could stand toe-to-toe to any of you.
So if I found you a good competitor, you'd take him?
If I had to, I suppose.
Oh, great. Yeah, you're fighting tonight.
Well,
And I know the perfect guy for it.
all right, let's get it set up, I guess. I'll go get ready.
I'm going to go talk to Tathir.
Okay, yeah. Kind of the atmosphere on the boat is there's definitely like a jovial nature above deck. There's a open fight, almost like a rink that is made not of posts, but of people standing on the edge. And as the fighters get too close to either edge, get punched, they get pushed back into the ring until they either tap out or fall unconscious. At which point, someone brings them a drink and hauls them off to the side and leans them up against the side of the boat and drink next to them. So that way when they wake up, they're at least, happy that they have some sort of compensation.
Talgroff is going to go over to the circle where they're fighting too, and sort of stand next to anyone who doesn't feel like they're as evenly matched, and use his new ability, Aura of Courage, so that person can't be frightened as long as they're 10 feet within him.
Ooh, yeah.
Excellent. Occasionally you catch like the look of someone about to tap out, but then you summon forward this mercurial essence driven by the vengeance from the oath you've taken. The fighters that are backing down, you see them refocus and steady their feet and jump back in for a few more punches before they inevitably get knocked out of the ring.
Tathir, you enjoying the Fight Club?
It's entertaining to say the least, but I've never been fond of, kind of the brutish nature of these things.
I kind of thought you'd say that. I need you to do me a favor, though.
Which is,
You're going to be the main event tonight.
well, against who?
Stor.
Is weaponry allowed? Not much of one for fighting with my fists.
We'll have non-lethal weapons.
All right.
Yeah.
Might I ask why this needs to be a favor?
Stor's kind of shaken a little bit. And I'm not saying throw the fight or anything. You do what you got to do in there. But I want him to realize something. That's what I'm going for here.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, Maven, I'll do it, but I foresee Stor getting quite hurt.
I'm excited. Let's do it.
And probably about 11 o'clock at night or so, this sweeping lighthouse still occasionally breaking through the mist that's now gently settling over the waves as you're making your way away from the storm a little bit. Everyone's gathered around the fighting ring. Tathir and Stor in the center. Stor with his stick and a piece of wood on his arm, and Tathir with 2 of his sticks. Korvac, you step out into the middle of the ring almost like the showman for this.
All right then. Well, people, it seems that we've got quite the show for you tonight. We've got our very own Tathir here, the disciplined fighter.
He lifts his 2 sticks in the air, and everyone, like 4 or 5 people, because there's only like 20 people in this crew, 4 or 5 people are like, yeah.
Tathir, I know that guy.
As I say Tathir, I'm also going to light his corner, because I'm going to use control flames.
Oh, cool.
To turn the flames like a red, like a really brilliant red color on one corner. We've got Tathir! And I'll light up the candle light to be nice, to double the brightness and turn him red in his corner.
Very cool.
Your very own against our semi-new, not really new. He's been here a while. He's kind of new again. Stor!
Yeah, Stor!
And as I do that, I'll light it like blue on his corner, just to have like the opposite colors.
Okay, cool. He starts banging his stick on the shield and going around the crowd, getting everybody to get loud.
Now we've got this fight. We've still got a little bit of time before we stop, so we need to make sure we make this good. It seems everyone is loving this now. No one wants to fight me or Maven or anyone, the strongest people here. But we've got quite the competitors again, Tithir and Stor. Last time I talked to this guy, he gave me gold, so let's see if we can make up for that, huh? Kind of poke at him a little bit.
Sure.
And Tithir, well, I haven't never seen him fight really, so who knows what's going to happen. As I give him a wink as well. Now I want to make sure that this is a nice, clean fight.
Fight! I'll minor illusion a gong.
Stor and Tithir run at each other. Stor clearly going in for a over-the-head attack, and Tithir obviously ready to block it when the ship rocks to the side.
Oh no.
And Tithir and Stor both lose their footing. I need all 4 of you to make a dex save.
22.
27.
14.
18 with a luck point.
Okay, so you all pass, and so none of you are knocked prone. A few members of the ship are knocked prone. Tithir and Stor in particular, as they're running at each other, fall to the ground, and the whole ship, you hear it just lurch as you also hear the sound of splintering boards from below deck. And then this low growling boom beneath the waves.
All right, hold on. Pause the fight.
As the boat begins to settle after this huge lurch, you notice that it's now leaning a little bit down and to the right.
What had something?
Oars on deck!
First, we're going to roll initiative.
Fireball.
Oh, wow. Natural 20.
Look at you, Mr. Talgroff.
19.
11.
7.
First up, it is you, Talgroff, as the ship lurches and then settles back into position. It's dark out. The fight's broken. Everyone is now looking like very wide-eyed, suddenly sobered. Most people are not in their armor. Tithir and Stor in particular are in just fighting gear.
I'm going to look over the side of the ship and see if I see anything.
Looking down over the edge, the water at this time of night is pitch black, especially with the storm and light fog. It's really hard to see anything. And as you're looking over the edge, the darkness of the water, you realize lightens as whatever shape is beneath the water moves out of your view. You imagine coming back for something else.
All right, cool. I'm going to cast Aid on my party members. Everyone's hit point maximum and current hit points increased by 5.
Korvac, your go.
I'm going to cast Dancing Lights, and I'm going to put it just below the water surface on the side that we presumably got hit from
Okay.
to attempt to see if that helps illuminate further than what we can initially see.
Korvac and Talgroff, as you're both looking over the edge, a shape begins to come into view. A large head of what looks like a enormous snapping turtle's maw coming directly towards the side of the boat. Big, huge flippers on the side with enormous talons, a spiked shell on its back, and it rams into the side of your ship.
What? Daggone dragon turtle.
Its bite probably hits. That's a 31.
Oh, just maybe.
The AC of your boat is 15. It has 300 hit points, and it has a damage threshold of 20, which means it has to take more than 20 hit points in one hit for it to do any damage.
Stop, not my ship!
So the bite attack from the dragon turtle is going to deal a total of 4 after the 20 threshold, and it definitely hits. And then it's going to swipe twice with its claws. First one is a dirty 20 to hit. Second one is a 16 to hit.
Hits.
17 from each claw attack as it swipes at it. The ship's able to absorb those. The reinforced steel, you can hear its claws scraping along the side before it then begins to submerge down into the water.
See what happens when we don't stop at the lighthouse? See what happens, Captain Korvac?
There's a turtle I'm paying attention to.
Orion, the whole ship again picks up on that side. You hear the snapping of boards as the holes that are being made below decks is getting made larger.
I'll be right back. and
Famous last words.
I'm gonna jump in the water.
Okay.
And when I feel like I'm underneath the boat, I will cast Polymorph and turn into a blue whale.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to just gently lift the boat a little bit out of the water, just so it's not taking
Ooh.
on too much water at once.
Okay, I like that idea.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, you jump into the water, Orion, and the boat moving pretty much full tilt at this point. You quickly shift into the form of a blue whale, get beneath it, and begin trying to support it. If you want to make an athletics check as a blue whale. Immediately what you notice, Orion, is the whispering sounds you heard previously. You hear none of that. You see none of this purplish energy. But you do definitely see a enormously large creature, this huge turtle, swimming down and curving around like it's coming back to attack.
Okay. I got a 14.
Yeah, we'll say you get underneath the ship, and with your size and your ability to swim, you support the ship from underneath enough that the current damage it sustained is not going to sink it for the time being.
Sure.
Talgroff.
I guess question for a DM, would I think that this creature qualified as a fiend?
Off of your adventuring knowledge, you would recognize this creature as a enormous, naturally existing creature. Those of you who have traveled the seas, Maven, you've probably heard tales of creatures like this, of dragon turtles, of these turtles that are so large and powerful they're compared to
Moving
dragons.
islands, they'd probably be referred to.
Moving islands.
I guess I'm just going to hold my battle axe of returning in case I see it.
Okay, cool. Korvac.
I'm going to hold a spell for when I next see it.
All right, what spell?
Tasha's Mind Whip.
Cool.
What the hell is that?
I don't know, but we're going to find out.
I'm going to find out when I cast it.
You just get him to do whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get out of here, loser.
And then you can
Okay.
nay after.
Oh my god.
The face was the best part.
As Korvac and Talgroff, you're both looking over the edge, and Maven, actually, all three of you looking over the edge. Orion, from underneath the ship, you especially see this dragon turtle come into view as it's now charging the side of the ship, coming up right near you. Korvac, what was your spell?
I need an
Tasha's
intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence save. 10.
Failed.
So what happens
So
with that
first,
spell?
it's going to take some damage. 10 points of psychic damage, and it can't take reactions till the end of its turn. Also, on its next turn, it must choose rather it wants to move, take an action, or bonus action, but it only gets one of the three.
Wow, so it's like bestow curse.
That's the
Interesting.
nay-nay.
Very cool, very cool. Talgroff.
Talgoth throws his battle axe for a 23 to hit
That hits.
for 9 points of magical slashing damage.
All right, so you throw your axe. It embeds into the front of this dragon turtle right above his eyebrow. And again, he doesn't really seem to notice as he's still lunging towards the ship for the time being. So he's going to multi-attack the side. First hit is 23 against the ship with his bite. So 23 points of damage, so you take 3. The ship does. And then he's going to swipe twice at the large whale beneath the ship with his
That's me.
claws. 29 to hit.
Hits.
20 piercing damage from the first attack.
Okay.
And 32 to hit with the second
Oh.
for 14 points.
Okay.
As he slams his large snapping turtle mouth onto the side of the ship and rips out a very small piece of wood and then slices down into you with his 2 claws. You feel it just cut into the blubber on the side of your whale body.
I imagine the water turns like deep
Yeah,
red
yeah.
at this point.
As he begins swimming away, this creature, though large, is agile and makes his way down. He's moving like diagonally in speed with the ship, moving in the same direction, just dipping down. It's obvious this is very practiced movement for it.
Okay.
Maven.
This is going to sound really random, but I'm going to go run to wherever we keep our food.
Okay, that would be all the way
Sure.
below decks in like
Wow,
the
that was
storage
really
area.
random.
Yeah, I'll go do that.
Okay, so you go down, you run down to where the food is. It's where most of the repairs are currently being done, where people are frantically hammering wood into the walls. But this is where you keep your food, your various jerkies, meats.
Are there any potatoes?
Yeah, there's totally
I'm going to
potatoes.
grab several of them.
Okay, yeah, you take up a bundle of potatoes.
Yeah.
A sack.
Yeah, and then I'll just start making my way back up.
All right, you got a sack of potatoes.
Cool.
You start running up.
Oh, this will pay off.
Talgroff, it's your go.
I'm grabbing potatoes. What are you doing with your life?
I'm going to hold Hunter's Mark for when I see this thing again.
Very cool. Korvac, it's your go.
I'm going to hold that same spell.
Okay. It's now the dragon turtle's turn, who, not being incredibly intelligent, definitely doesn't understand magic, and is going to swim up towards the ship. And as you see it get closer and closer to the ship, right as it's about to strike, you see this like magical looking noose behind its neck grab onto it and completely halt this turtle in its position before it's able to get its attack off. The waves kind of like crash against the side of the ship, but all of you continue moving forward as this turtle's here. If you want to release your spell, Korvac.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. So I need another intelligence save.
That is a 13.
It fails again. 15 points of psychic damage.
Very cool, very cool. So that's the dragon turtle's turn. Takes a little bit of damage to get stuck again. Orion, you see this turtle come forward, lunge backwards as it's being pulled back by some sort of magical force, and you're still supporting this boat. You're able to make out a lot of the details on the dragon turtle as you see just scars all across its body from enormous, you imagine some sort of prehistoric shark bite that breaks into the underbelly of the turtle. All these markings all across it. You also see bubbling fissures coming out of its mouth as it's getting more and more agitated.
How big is the turtle compared to me as a blue whale?
What's the size of a blue whale? Is it huge?
It's gargantuan.
Okay, so you and the dragon turtle are similar in size, at least in length, though this dragon turtle is as wide as it is long.
As the dragon turtle gets pulled back and kind of reels back, I'm going to, instead of holding up the boat, I'm going to swim towards the turtle. And when I get right in front of it, I'm going to drop my polymorph and I'm going to try to swim in its mouth, and I want to get swallowed.
Okay. So
Yes, I know what's going on.
swallowed. You all feel the boat tip down on the side as the blue whale that was beneath you now swims over to the dragon turtle. Orion, as you shift out of your form into your standard form, you're now easily just the size of one of this creature's nostrils. And as you get closer and closer to its mouth, the water around you it feels like boiling water as you're approaching and getting closer. But you get up into its mouth as this creature is drawing in all of this water, and you get sucked in with it.
Okay.
So do it.
So
You
then
have an action.
Turn into a skunk.
Okay, so then if I can, then part of the same turn, once I'm in its mouth, I will turn back into a blue whale.
So you all see Orion go into this creature's mouth and then blow up into you now see the tail end of a whale being dragged out of this turtle's mouth, and the rest of the whale just stuffed into its beak. As now this turtle being held back by this strange magical collar is like it's like beady black eyes are like enormous and it looks just terrified of the whole situation. Oh, is that it for your turn, Ryan?
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, Maven, it's your turn.
I don't know if it's faster to go out the hole that I saw or up the deck and out, but I want to get to the turtle.
It'd be easier just to go up to the top deck. As you get to the top deck, running full speed with your sack of potatoes, you look over the edge and see this dragon turtle choking by a magical leash and also a whale stuffed in its mouth.
Okay.
What the audience doesn't know is that
Maven's
turtles are
going
allergic to
to
potatoes.
stuff just like a bunch of potatoes, like just in his pack so he doesn't have to hold that anymore.
Sure.
And he's just going to jump in and go on the turtle.
Sure. Yeah, I'll say with dashing, you can jump in the water, swim over, and get onto the turtle's back, which is very stone-like in its nature. It's obviously incredibly thick shell, and it's all this like obsidian markings all the way across it. Talgroth.
Since I managed the hunter's market, I'm going to throw my axe and try to smack it in the eyeball.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, really good. 26.
Yeah, it hits.
13 points of magical slashing damage.
13. Here's where I have to do math. Boom. Okay, yeah, you throw your axe, and it connects with the head of this dragon turtle. You can definitely tell, like, your hits are connecting, but this turtle's very hefty. Throw out your axe, and then you hold out your hand, and it reappears in your hand.
Yeah, and I feel like Kratos all over again.
Yeah, as you're beginning to get used to it, and you look at the turtle and you go, boy. Boy. Korvac.
I'm going to summon my illusions and then shatter them as my turn. Wow, that is a natural 20 for one and a 10 for the other.
Okay, natural 20 definitely hits, 10 misses.
That is 9 points of force damage.
Perfect. Yeah, you see your illusion cut into the water and then sprinting forward with its magical speed, leaving like a small wake behind it. It explodes at the front of this dragon turtle's mouth, where you can see a tempura tail sticking out. It's now the dragon turtle's turn. Orion, as you're in the turtle's mouth, this energy, you felt the boiling water around its mouth begins to get hotter and hotter, and you feel the steam now rising out. Please make a dexterity saving throw. Or sorry, a constitution save. Can I get some d6, guys? I need 15.
I got a 16 constitution save.
16 is a failure.
Oh.
So as this boiling begins to build around you, you take 68 points of fire damage on a failed save. And as it's boiling around you and shooting out, you all see almost like a steam geyser erupt from out of the water.
This whale's gonna go flying. It's gonna get cooked nice and tasty.
He's just making some quick tempura.
Yeah,
Air
he is.
frying. If you want to make a, we'll say, strength save.
Strength save.
Try it. If
To stay
I will say,
lodged.
if you would like to stay in its mouth, make a strength save. If you would like to be ejected, don't make it. It's up to you. You
I'll
have
s-
no idea what's going on around you.
I'll stay in his mouth.
Okay.
21.
I also got a 21. Tie goes to the player, though.
Oh.
So as you're being like rumbled, you feel your skin beginning to boil and like slough off the sides of your body as you're now stuck in its mouth. So that's all it did on its turn. Can't do anything else. Orion, it's your go.
Can I just be a nuisance in his mouth and try to like turn him around so he loses interest in the boat
This
somehow?
episode's so great.
Well,
Like I'll try to swim deeper
what is
down
This
his
being
is
throat.
exactly where I wish we had fan art.
Yeah, just if you could just describe to me what being a nuisance as a whale inside of a turtle's mouth is. Because that alone seems like you're being a nuisance to me. So I'm just curious what furthering
I
that
try to
is.
swim deeper and I send out like the biggest blowhole expulsion of water in my lungs. How whales work.
Okay, yeah, make a...
A whale check.
There's no rules for this.
Just roll a d20.
Yeah, just roll a d20. That's a great way.
I got a 7.
You start blowing out the air, and since this dragon turtle wasn't able to move in its turn, it's still facing upwards. You feel the bubbles that you expel rush across the back of your body and out of the turtle's mouth. You're now running low on oxygen being inside of its mouth, though, as you've now expelled your lungs. But you definitely get the sense that the dragon turtle is feeling tense.
All right.
This is the most D&D session we've ever had.
Yeah, maybe it's your go. You have your potatoes, and you're standing on the back of this dragon turtle.
I forgot about the potato.
I can't use them, unfortunately, because Josh is inside of this thing. Do I know that?
Wait.
You wanted
What do you mean you can't use your potatoes
I can't
because
use them.
Josh is in
Do
there?
you guys want me to use it? It might
Turtles are allergic to potatoes.
Mash them, boil them, stick them in a stew.
No, are they really?
They are allergic to potatoes.
Didn't know.
Great, so a
that.
sack of potatoes is gonna.
That's not what I'm using them for.
Okay, that's fine. Anyway, sorry.
Take out a dragon turtle.
Jesus.
Kyle gets it. You guys suck.
So you're standing on the back of this dragon turtle.
Is there a place where I can like grip onto this thing?
Yeah, oh, totally. Yeah, its back is like covered in barnacles, starfish,
Great.
a lot of sea life are living on the back, and it makes it a grippy surface.
I'm going to attempt and take a potato out of my sack and attempt to banish this creature.
Is that what that was for?
Oh, is it your material
It's
component?
something that is distasteful to the creature.
I love that. Okay. Yeah, that's a what save?
Charisma.
Wow, you guys are really coming in with his good saves. 7.
Fails.
As you jam the potato into the side of this dragon turtle that is just looking around very confused, it pops away from existence. Maven, you splash down to the ground, and you did not hear a sound that you would know means it's on a different plane of it resides on a different plane of existence. This loud popping that would normally exist, so you know it's gonna be back quick. You see Orion in the water in front of you, and the ship making headway away.
I just look at Orion and be like, let's go.
You begin swimming away, and 60 seconds later, as you're climbing the ladder, you hear and see behind you a enormous splash, and then the turtle turn around and swim down under the water away from your ship.
All right.
Interesting encounter. The dragon turtle left feeling violated and ashamed, and we continue our journey on to Gunderloon with all of you reconvening aboard the Ocean Splendor.
You know that dragon turtle's not telling any of his friends what happened.
Nope.
He's like, how's your day? And he's like, I don't want to talk about
But
it.
he's the size of an island. Does he have friends he meets up with?
Yeah,
Look at
totally.
Hawaii.
There's
They're
one-
just dragon turtles.
There's one in each
The
quadrant.
Mariana Trench holds Godzilla. I think the dragon turtle can hide somewhere.
Is that where it's from?
All of you see a dragon turtle turning away and tucking its tail and hightailing it away from all of you, not wanting anything to do with any of you.
Call me.
You know you're about a week and a half from Gunderloon. Your boat is taking on a little bit of water, but it's not that bad. You're going to take 1 hit point of damage on the boat per day as the boat is slowly taking on water, unless you're able to successfully patch it. Stor and Tathir now kind of gathering themselves after the battle, coming up to above deck with their clothes halfway on, holding now actual weapons after their brawl and stepping on deck. What was it? Tathir asked, looking at Korvac.
It was just Orion.
All right.
Oh, you mean the island, the island thing?
He looks over at Stor for a second, then they both sheathe their weapons and, well, are we continuing our heading to Gunderloon?
Whatever you are asking, we've solved this problem. That was not much of a problem after all. We are going forward.
Excellent.
Forward.
Stor comes up to you, Maven, and, well, it's not exactly how I expected that brawl to go.
No. I think we all would like to see this. I don't like to waste a good speech, so before people forget what I said, I would like to continue this, because I don't want to repeat it.
Tathir looks at you and Korvac.
That's me.
Your speech was inspiring, Captain. It will stay with me for a day or so.
Tip my hat.
Well, mine won't. I burnt a spell slot giving you guys that, so, sorry, that was really meta, but it was funny.
I was about to say, oh, it's a spell slot.
I feel like people in D&D, if they're like magic people, they have to kind of have some word for it, right? Like they know how much they can do per day.
I'm
Yeah.
tired.
It's not like they just think they can do an infinite, and then at the end of every day they're like, "Whoa, I can't do any more magic."
They're just like, fireball, fireball, fireball. Huh, it's not working anymore. Weird.
This happens every day. The day closes with all of you venturing further away from the lighthouse that, as the sun's setting, is just barely sweeping across the kind of empty skies. The fog has faded. This night, there's a lot of ale going around, a lot of wine. Those of you who'd like to partake may. Those of you who are maybe too young to.
What does that mean?
It means we're a PG-13 podcast.
Well, while everyone is having the time of their life drinking on a boat, I'm going to go off by myself and I'm going to cast Sending and say, hey, buddy, I miss you a lot. I know there was kind of some weird times between us, and I don't totally forgive you. Where are you? And then I'll finish my spell thinking of Ook.
I knew it. Immediately, you get a response. And, oh, Orion! It's so good to hear from you. I'll see you in Gunderloon.
What
No!
Oh my god.
Okay, guys, I figured it out. Ook is the wacky wizard.
Or it's Orion.
It's gotta be. Ook is the wacky wizard. We
Oh
solved
my
it.
god.
We solved it.
Oh my.
That's his Korvac guess right there. You were Burn. His is Ook.
The end of the message, Orion, is just, and I brought a lot of friends.
Oh my god. Oh man.
The rest of you, the brawl between Stor and Tathir is happening tonight. And they are in their brawling garments, which is some leathers, loincloths, things to hold things in place while they're fighting, but not give them an overwhelming advantage in their sticks. As they get in the ring, they look to all of you, and Stor at this point looks hungry for whatever it is he's getting into, while Tathir looks very calm and collected. Korvac, is there anything you would like to say before this small brawl?
Everyone gather around now. It seems that we have part 2 of our final event. Anyway, as I had said,
Do you remember, as I point to one random person in the circle,
He looks around surprised, like, and doesn't know what to say.
He's looking at me.
oh, he remembers, just like this guy remembers. I'm sure the rest of you remember exactly what I said. It was a beautiful speech telling all the wonders of everything that I had said. I'm pretty sure you remember, right?
and I point to someone else in the crowd.
He looks at you and nods frantically.
Exactly. All right, so I want to make sure this is a good, clean fight, but not too clean, but not too not clean. So, in this, you know what? Let's just get this going. Fight!
As I flourish my hand down to fight, I will minor illusion a bell ding.
Okay. And the fight begins to commence in front of you. Just so you guys know, I just rolled this ahead of time so that we don't have to sit here for like 30 minutes while I roll an attack and then roll an attack.
Can I
About this time, Orion comes up.
stop
Right as
the fight?
right as
Stop the fight!
Wow. Orion begins yelling that as Stor begins charging towards Tathir, who is patiently holding on to both sticks that he has at his sides.
I just got off the phone with Ook.
What's a phone?
That's what I call the song I sing, play on my lute to talk to people. It's the phone song.
All right, let me just get this straight. You stopped our final only event tonight for that goblin that has done terrible things to so many things.
Yeah, right? And he's probably going to do more in Gunderloon when we meet him there with his friends. That'll be cool.
I don't think it'll be cool.
Orion, I'm going to have to ask you to go to your room.
Stor like halts his run and then holds his club off to the side and puts his hands up like, well, what is going on? Can we... He looks at you, Orion, and just like throws up his hands in the air, turns around, and walks back to his starting position.
Yeah, lad, I'm sure we'll hear all about it later. But right now we're getting ready to fight.
We've still got at least a week till we get there. We need to blow off some steam, have a good time. We just encountered an island that tried to attack us. So, in the meantime, I'm going to say this one time. Do not, I repeat,
Why'd you stop? I was going to say, what did you say? But that's way better.
Orion,
Yeah?
I'm going to say this one time. Do not, and I repeat, do not ever stop a fight club.
I just got it because he said, I'm not going to repeat myself.
Just got it?
Yeah.
That's okay, my bad.
Come here. Orion, come here.
Yeah, I'll closer.
Step to the side here, right
Oh.
next to me.
2 steps this time.
Cha-cha real smooth.
Crisscross!
Jesus. Okay.
I remember 7th grade PE.
All right. While you're standing here, I need you to cha-cha real smooth while these guys cross their swords one time.
I'm on it, Captain.
Now, Stor, Tithia, are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh no, I kinda don't want to now.
No. Yes.
Does anyone else have anything to say before I start this again? Because once I start this, we are not stopping. All right. Fight with a much less enthusiastic ding.
Just like a half pitch down.
Dong.
Dong. They, Stor and Tithir, they both look at each other and just hold up their sticks in like a shrugging motion. And then Stor begins charging forwards again, ready for the battle. Stor is obviously the one that is very much so not practiced in a one-on-one fighting rink, as every time he's going in for the swing, Tithir's just deflecting his blows to the side. Not even... He deflects with one hand and just turns and looks at him, still holding the other stick just limply at his side, and he charges in for another and slaps it to the side. And you can slowly see Stor's anger building and building before at one point he connects with his crude club with Tithir's stick that he's holding, and the stick explodes in a flash of lightning as you all watch from Stor's hand streaking up the club, cracking his club in half, breaking Tithir's stick in half, and then sending a lightning strike into Tithir's body that flings him halfway across the ship. And he looks very wounded, and Stor looks confused, looking at it, looking at the club, before he just turns and he runs below deck. Tithir, obviously legitimately wounded against the staircase on the side, grabbing onto his chest where the lightning bolt struck. You can see his leathers are charred and burned, torn open.
I'll look over at Maven and just kind of just nod.
Well, it looks like we have a winner and a much bigger finish than I think anyone anticipated.
Yeah, everyone on the ship, all the crewmates, they're all kind of standing back, everyone looking shocked, not really obviously knowing what happened.
Now, everyone remember, he is on our side.
Yeah.
We are a team.
That was awesome. I didn't know magic was allowed.
It's not. And Talgroth will saunter over to our wounded comrade and start casting some healing magic on him.
Going over to him, he doesn't look like by any means he's like mortally wounded or anything. It was just very caught off guard. He's thrown against the back, wind knocked out of him against the steps, and looks up at you, and I certainly didn't see that coming. And
Don't think any of us did.
reaches up and grabs onto your hand, Talgroth.
I'll pull him up. Well, you did your best.
Looks like Stor has more fight in him than we thought.
Yeah. Seems like maybe we should change his name to Storm.
Interesting. Tithir begins kind of brushing himself off and gonna go get changed out of these clothes, I guess.
Because I wet myself.
Why would we call him Storm?
Anybody else want to fight? You want to fight a bear? And I'll polymorph myself into a bear, and I'll start trying to intimidate people to fight me.
No. As I'll kind of pat you on the snout, like
As you turn into a bear, the crewmates just start running terrified as you cannot speak as a bear. And so you're just running up to people and then just growling at them.
Couple
And
playful chases.
you terrify most of the crew.
It's just Orion. You
Yeah.
said it earlier.
Yeah, just Orion.
It's just Orion.
Yeah. No big deal. You just turned into a whale
That
the
is
other
not
day.
the first time I chased him around a bear in this 2 weeks on this ship.
No.
Orion, no,
But
stop,
it doesn't
stop,
make it less terrifying.
stop, as I'm like comically chasing him as he's going to person trying to keep like, stop, no,
Benny Hill.
everybody, this is my
nice.
ship.
Thanks for listening to this episode in our series, Into the Storm. If you are arriving in the middle of the story, listen back to Season 1, The Dungeon of the Wacky Wizard, to discover our players' origins. And if you have a moment, leave us a review on Apple Podcast or wherever you're listening from. We love getting feedback and it helps us find new viewers. Also, if you haven't yet, head online and check out lazybardcast.com while you wait for our next release. That's all for now. See you next time.
Yeah, you throw your hammer off the edge of the ship. It collides with the front of this dragon turtle and then begins to sink in the water. Your axe. God damn it.
Just leave it. It's funnier this way.
I'm never going to get this right.
Hammer.
It's axe.
I literally said axe.
And what's funny is in my brain, I'm like,
Talgoff's
okay,
weapon.
he said hammer. Repeat hammer.